Welcome to the Create Trails and Paths session in the Learn About Your Land series. Please note the icon in the lower right corner as it indicates slides with audio. The purpose of this session is to introduce you to the planning, building, and maintenance of recreational trails. Sustainable, well-planned, well-built trails can open your woodland in ways previously unknown. As you begin to plan your trails, think about how you get around your property now and how you might in the future. Trails can also allow you to quickly get around your woodland to check conditions and what changes are taking place. It isn't necessary to start trails from scratch, though if there are parts of your woods that are important, you may need to start new trails or expand others. You may want to consider how old trails or old wildlife paths could be improved. You can also work with loggers to use old access roads or create new access roads that will be maintained longer term as trails. For the greatest success in long-term trail access, there are 7 steps to follow. We'll cover each of these in more detail. Consider all uses when deciding on the purpose for your trails. You may want to create multiple paths for different uses. If you want one trail system for multiple uses, you may need a more durable trail and surface. Design standards will vary depending on your designated uses. A hiking trail could be made narrower than one used for ATVing. Whereas a hiking trail could incorporate sharp twists and turns, that may not be as safe for a cross-country ski trail. Also think about trail use over all the seasons. How might a hill climb differ in a dry season versus wet or snowy conditions? How might views from the trail change when leaves are off in winter and on in summer? The next step is to inventory your property. Start by putting together a collection of maps and photos. A topographic map shows you elevation changes, which hills are steeper than others. It will also show you open water and wetland areas. Aerial photos will show you key features such as fields, forest, roads, and water. Soil type maps will help you plan your routes. For example, wetland and wetland soils won't be a favorable location for recreation in the wet spring. Take your maps out with you for a walk in your woods. Mark areas of interest or features on your map. Examples include favorite hunting spots, scenic overlooks, or interesting trees. You may also want to note spots to avoid, such as large patches of poison ivy. Also mark any existing or old trails on your map. You may want to make a few copies of your original maps for this next step, sketching out a trail system. Once you've sketched out a route, walk the potential trail during several seasons. Are there areas of high water in the spring? Is there an ephemeral pond you want to visit each spring? Is there a group of trees with fantastic fall color you want to include along the trail? Do coniferous trees prevent snow cover on a winter use trail? Make sure your trail passes your important points of interest, such as a wildlife tree. To ensure long-term sustainable use of your trail, consider using switchbacks, going back and forth along a hill, rather than straight up or down. Now we move on to trail design. There are some technical standards to follow when crafting your trail. We will review these in the next slides, but there is more detail in the publication Trail Design for Small Properties, available from the University of Minnesota Extension. This next step, clearing the trail, is vital if you want to minimize trail maintenance in the long term. Once you've marked the trail route, remove plants and trees that are in the trail path or could shortly encroach on the trail. Using herbicide can keep them from immediately resprouting.